We're traveling all the way into our past, into the history of this country. Scars of the Revolution is airing tomorrow at 8 p.m. here on the JoyNews channel across our platforms as well. I have producer of that documentary here in the studio, Raymond Akwa, who tell us what to expect. What really is the crust of this documentary? Raymond, you've just been enjoying a lot of fame this afternoon on social media, haven't you?
A very famous person, at least for a very long time.
So
and you have testified on several cases.
Okay, that's all right.
Ah, okay.
So this is JoyNews special assignment. Tell us a bit more about Scars of the Revolution, the crust of it.
So, true up from 1957 and to 1991, 92. We've had different periods where our constitutional rule was interrupted, 66, then the Champon won, then the Champon was in office till FWK in a palace coup, and these people replaced the Champon. Then there was June 4th, then there was 31st December 1981. During these periods, specific incidents happened where the rights of people were trampled upon, where law and order broke down, where there were atrocities meted out to Ghanaians. It was because of all of this put together that in the year 2002, in fact, there was campaign promise, right, from 2000, that the John Kufuor government says, let's try and heal the nation. So national reconciliation exercise was put in place. Yeah. Where we departed from what is mostly done in other countries is that in our case, we're not looking for people who are culpable to prosecute. We were basically healing the state and saying that let's put the past behind us. Let's forge a united front forward by letting the people who were deemed the oppressors come out, apologize to the oppressed, or let's say...
First of all, let's know what exactly happened. Then we can apologize for those who made mistakes.
So you can confront your, what they call it, oppressor, say that you did this to me. A person would eat a humble pie, apologize to you and say, I did it, but I'm sorry. And these were the reasons. And then we can move on, clear the slate and say, never again.
So bring me back from that one, from where you have reached with the narration to the crust of this documentary.
So what we've done with this is to be able to track all the periods where these incidents happen, and especially concentrate on where 84% of the violations and the atrocities happen. Okay. When we do that, we moved on to acts. We have tried to reconcile the state. Have we been able to do that? How did we go about it? We set out records. 2, we set out to pay reparation. 3, we set out to do restitution and compensation packages for people. Have we really reconciled the people? So we went back to these people who have various violations as victims of all of these and asked them. And also ask the perpetrators, do you feel that we are truly reconciled? So can you today, think that the person you committed this crime against feels that you've done enough to assuage their pain, or this state has actually helped them in any way? And basically, we asked those questions to the right people and got answers from them. We put it together, and that's what the entire report's about. So you know the true account of history, 1, 2, that you know whether or not we are truly reconciled as a people.
That sounds like a very interesting conversation, and this has generated a lot of conversation, a lot of interest on social media. I remember when I posted our flyer on Facebook, a gentleman wrote me a whole, if you like, an article about when he was a child living in the barracks and the things that he saw. Tell us what tomorrow will look like.
Okay, so tomorrow, if you were watching like I would watch, you would have very interesting elements of our history being played back to you. Beyond that, you'll also be interested in some things you knew, other things you thought you knew. Some of them will be dispelled, others will also be enforced. You will learn something new about what you thought you knew and the intricacies already. Okay. And because we are building up to it, even some of the conversations building up to it have actually generated the interest, because some people thought, oh no, I knew it was supposed to be this way. So you are saying an entirely different thing altogether.
So that brings me to your conversation, that interaction you had with our audiences on social media right this afternoon. What sort of questions came up, and what struck you most as interesting?
So why are you doing this?
That's the question on a lot of people's minds.
Are we opening old wounds? And my first answer to the opening old wounds was that, to be fair, there is not a single victim or family to a victim of the period that I wanted to speak to that said, no, I won't speak to you because I still have what they call it, very terrible moments from that.
They're happy to speak out.
They were happy to speak out. In fact, they were happy to tell you what has happened. They're happy to take you to where things happened and all of the intricacies that would make it exciting for you or make you understand the history better.
Okay.
So, indeed, I agree. But just like we still have movies and other documentaries on the Holocaust and the Rwandan genocide, episodes in your history that you are not proud of, you need to learn lessons from them. And it's by portraying them to you. And some people believe that because Major Mahama could happen, because we still do mob justice in this state, we are not very far from the periods that we have sought to move away from.
So it's important.
Yes.
It's important to bring up this conversation, have it, look at what has happened in the past, learn from the past, where we are, where we need to get to, and all of the lessons that there are. So, Raymond, tomorrow at 8 p.m. across our platform on JoyNews, on Adom TV, on Asempa Radio, on Adom FM, on Joy FM, 99.7 FM, where else?
And then on Love FM, on Insura FM,
Love Insura.
These various social media outlets, on YouTube, more importantly, and on everything you know this institution as multimedia to have as an outlet for broadcasting. We put them all there.
Okay, so tomorrow at 8 p.m. you want to make a date with us. You certainly want to see what happened in the history of Ghana. Raymond, thank you very much. Unless you have any final words, which I hope you don't, we're done.
Many thanks. You know I'm a man of few words, so I will not say much.
Oh, wow. So Raymond Aqua is the producer for Scars of the Revolution. It's a JoyNews special assignment. We're bringing it to you tomorrow. You want to make a date with us. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it on our social media platforms. We'll be right here to answer. I'm going to take a very quick break whilst we do sports, but let me just quickly remind you the Joy FM party in the park is coming on the 14th of December, and it's happening at the Legon Botanical Gardens. We'll tell you a lot more. We have tickets at our front desk. If you want to grab one, it's very cheap, 25 cedis for a whole family of 6.